What's up guys, Dan here from the Colour Cartel. We've opened our doors today to show you a pretty complicated print that we've got here. We might cop a little bit of flack online and see how we go. Plus we've got some friends coming in from the UK. Pretty exciting one today, check it out. This is a piece of artwork from back in the 80s, from an old cartoon back then. We've got to reverse engineer this. So we've got to look at this and go, okay, how can we adapt our processes to print this and retain the look of it? The trickiest part here that I can see ahead of time is we're going to struggle to retain some of this line work. Now, when we look at the line work here, this is an incredibly important part of the artwork, because without that, there's no edges, there's no end to it. With trying to retain that, we'll see how that, once we plug it into our software, we'll see how that comes out. We might have to do some test prints, and then we'll come back here and we may have to make some further adjustments. After putting the artwork into our separation studio software, most of the line work came out okay, but there were some sections that really needed a little bit of extra vibrancy. We're really struggling to get that line work to pop, specifically in the yellow character. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go back and custom draw the line work back in. Being that we're working with a raster image for start, this is pretty much the only option we have to get it to come out in our prints. We've added the line work there. Let's go to a test print and see how it turns out. This is 7-color simulated process print. There's no real way to see exactly what it's going to look like until you sort of run your first print. You've obviously got to get everything registered and make it look right. So when we talk about registration, that's making sure that, you know, just here, the yellow, the red, the blue, the black, the light blue, they're all lined up so that those lines meet perfectly. But that's really where the art of screen printing comes in, is you know, I mean, Dan here, this is what he's just working through at the moment. Just basically printing a few tests, just seeing how that looks. Whether we've got to go up, down, left or right. You'll see on these machines here, you've got what we call our micro registration. So forwards and backwards on the top here and left and right on this one. So just by doing that, it allows us to make really small adjustments to the print, which actually makes a massive difference at the end of it. So making sure that all registered is like probably the first thing you learn in terms of screen printing, making sure you get that right. For this job, we're printing white garments and dark garments. For darker garments and putting brighter colors on them, generally you'll print a white base. So to register that, we print our base. In this instance, because we're going to be doing a bit of adjustments and that we just have a plastic film that we put down over top, we print our base down underneath that. We can then print each color and wipe it off over top, just to make sure that our registration is almost there. You can see here that with this blue color, obviously the registration's out there. We want that blue to be covering right to the edge. But what we're doing, and the reason why we print that full run there, is because sometimes the black outline covers the white and it will neaten up and line that up perfectly. But in this case, we're gonna have to make some adjustments too. It's probably really only the blue screen. I think everything else looks pretty good there. So we'll have a play with this, make some small adjustments there, and then we'll probably be ready to print. We've got our finalized print now, everything's registered. We're going to send a photo across to the client now just to get his approval, jump on a quick call with him, just make sure he's happy and that it replicates the artwork and what he had in mind. Once we get the all clear here, we're ready to go to print.
Hello there.
Hey man, how you traveling? I obviously just sent you that photo across. I just saw your message come back. You're happy to go ahead. I've just
Yes.
We balanced out that yellow and we just dropped that back a bit, and I think it suits a whole lot better.
Yeah,
and
it looks amazing.
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and get this printed for you, brother. And we'll get it moving.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
All right, brother. All right, mate. I'll speak to you soon. Yeah. All right, got the customer's approval. We are printing away. Dan and Max here. I've got this running, but we've got something else pretty exciting today. We've got our friends out here from GenesisWorn, from all the way from the UK. Who've come in to check some stuff out. We've got Joseph here.
What's up, guys? Nice to meet you.
Awesome to have you out, dude.
Absolutely.
It's only a couple of months. We've kind of been chatting, hey?
Yeah, very quick. Quick turnaround.
Joseph reached out and was like, hey, look, I'm coming to Australia. Got this pretty cool brand. Tell us a little bit more about GenesisWorn.
So GenesisWorn was like a thing I launched in my bedroom, like 18, 19, where I was just obsessed with like people's beginnings. So I really studied like Andy Warhol and heard about screen printing, and I was like, I want to give it a go. Here we are today, and this is like a dream to be in a place like this.
So what are you doing today? You just getting some samples done? And
Yeah, so separate from the main line, I have like a new line that I'm launching called Rebirth by Genesis, which is focused on trying to prevent like land waste and trying to create within our means.
Yeah.
So I did a little project in Southampton where my followers gave me 50 to 100 pieces.
Yep.
We printed all of my old screens on them, gave them out for free. So
Yeah,
we
love
thought, let's bring it to Melbourne.
Yep.
And so far we've received like 250, 300.
So crazy, isn't it?
Trying to hit 500 and then, yeah, keep it going.
Really cool. So what brought you to Melbourne as well?
So this guy over here, Paranoid Drops.
There you go.
So like, I think it was like in my first year of my brand, I released a tee and some guy in Point Cook bought my t-shirt and
Such cool
he
story,
like he knew a guy who knew the guy, saw the guy wearing the t-shirt, hit me up, was like, I love the brand. And then I heard his music and then we connected.
So sick.
I made some cover art for him. And then like 2 years ago, I was like, I'm coming. And we
Love
here
that.
we are. And he's been to the UK. And yeah.
So sick. So sick.
Since then, we've been like unstoppable team for sure.
And it's all coming out awesome. I'm so
Yeah, we
stoked
got
with
some-
like some of the blanks and stuff you've got. It's
looking
like
nice.
just like, how cool's that look?
And I like the perfect
Yeah.
imperfection.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're getting some good ones going. In the UK, we only did it online. So we thought, let's bring it into a real interaction with the garment.
I think any chance we get to kind of, show a bit more of what we do as well, and kind of team up with someone who's obviously super passionate about it too, and has got a pretty keen eye for it. It's a really exciting thing. We've got about half of our tops finished here. The boys are still printing the last of those. We're about to get these folded and packed up, ready to go for the client. We'll send them across to him. Hopefully he's as stoked with them as what we are. Bit of a tricky one for us to start with here. We're trying to replicate a real retro looking artwork, adding that onto the garment and retaining that sort of feel from the artwork. Pretty pleased with how this has turned out. That's kind of the cool thing about printing and with everything we do is every single day is different. Make sure you keep in touch with what we're doing. Hit that like and subscribe button. There's heaps more that we've got planned. Can't wait to show it to you.